Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, we know this does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football, wrong one, football greats this morning. How's everybody doing? Did you check that out? Did you check it out? 96 days, 10 hours, 7 minutes, and 50 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. Remember, it was 2:26 when we got it. Time is slipping. It's getting quick. We've got 6 OTA practices already out of the way. We basically have 6 left. Then it school's out for summer until they get ready to go to Oxnard on the 25th of July. Less than 2 months away. Guys, it's coming hard and fast. Now, I absolutely positively love doing this. I love coming down here, talking to you guys, interacting, reading the comments and stuff. And this has become part of my life. And I can't do this without the great help that I get from people. Miss Jackie always sends me articles and links to things or some news breaks and I miss it and stuff, as well as a lot of other people like Mark Sampson, who's over in England and things. And Alex sent me a link for an article by Clarence Hill. And, sometimes it's funny because I'll do something, and it may be because I did it, then I kind of see it later on and you recognize it because you've just been there. But sometimes I'll do stuff, and a couple days later, I'll see it, and I'll be like, And it's probably because there's only but so much stuff to talk about. And eventually they'll get around to all the same subjects. But Clarence Hill was talking about there's something noticeably different about Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott this offseason. And he goes in there and talks about the confidence, the smile, being relaxed, the way things have been going in practice and things like that. And it's kind of like a video I did how Dak Prescott got his groove back a few days ago, because I kind of said the same thing. Because you look at Dak, you see the smile on his face and stuff. You look at how at ease and relaxed he is, how comfortable and confident he looks. Now, I think a lot of that is because Scott Linehan is gone. I think Scott Linehan was the negative vibe for the Dallas Cowboys, and that people didn't believe in the system. And understand, belief is a powerful thing. If you do not believe in the offense and what's being called, chances are it's not going to succeed. I always say if you don't believe something can happen yourself, no matter what the odds are, chances are it's not going to happen. So if you do something, you're going to have to say to yourself, I will succeed. I am going to make this work. And if you have that power behind you, I guarantee you will eventually be successful. So this was a quick clip here. Hopefully I won't get in trouble with the...
What he's showing, yeah, I mean, he's showing so much command. And a guy like that, maybe sometimes that's what people question is his command. And he played backup quarterback most of his career. Does he have that? Can he take over the room? And he most definitely can. He gets in front of the whole offense. He gets in front of the team or whatever it may be. And he demands respect. He demands respect by his knowledge. He demands respect by what he asks of us. And I think I already quoted Zeke said it. He wants to know what we think. He wants to know what we want to do. And he wants to incorporate it into his plan. When you have a guy like that wants to know that's asking a player first, how can I help? How can I make this better, this situation better, this game better? You're going to have a lot of success. And I'm just so excited for this year and what we all can do. Thank you.
That is huge.
2-inch turn in your right ankle, honestly.
That is huge because you can tell. I had discussions and things with like my man DMV Dallas Cowboys, and he made a great analogy. He said, imagine if you were a junior and you ended up starting over the senior, and then the next year, your senior year, that guy becomes the coach, and you look at it and say, what can that guy teach me? He couldn't beat me out. And that was kind of what I thought the whole thing was when you looked and saw the body language on the sidelines between Dak and Kellen Moore and things. It didn't look like it was a great fit. But in reality, it wasn't between Dak and Kellen Moore. It was more of the offense and the disbelief in that offense that was. Because we had heard that Dak Prescott was always the advocate for Kellen Moore to be the offensive coordinator, to be the coach, to be there, with them. And it was kind of like, yeah, maybe Dak is just trying to be politically correct and stuff because, even if you don't like him, you can't say, I don't like this guy as my coach unless you're like Odell Beckham or Aaron Rodgers. Um, but genuinely, you look at the coaching situation right now, we'll see if it translates to being on the field. But right now, it seems to be all good all the way around. And the thing that you have to ask now is because the coach that I kept worrying about losing was actually Kris Richard. Kris Richard was asked yesterday um, if he's looking to become a head coach, and he basically said, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. And then the next question was, well, are you ready to be one? And he was absolutely, absolutely. And I believe when you see a Kris Richard, who is a teacher of men, he gets these guys to believe in his system, to believe what he is teaching them, to literally have them ready to run through a brick wall. And as you look around at some of the coaches that are out there that aren't as inspiring as he is, guys that haven't had the success that he has had working with defenses. Make no mistake, Russell Wilson, of course, gets the credit for the Super Bowls that they went to and the one that they won. But Russell Wilson wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for that number one rated defense 3 years in a row. Let me say it again. Number one rated defense 3 years in a row. And even when he had a multitude of injuries, his defense, the worst year was 13. And that was losing 5 starters off of that defense. That says a lot about him. It wasn't about the X's and O's on the field was the reason that he was let go in Seattle. It was about a personality conflict because Pete Carroll passed the ball instead of running it into the end zone. And it was just that conflict where they said, we have to just get rid of everybody on defense that's against the offense and Russell Wilson. And so you look at him and you know that already 3 teams wanted to talk to him this year. If this defense plays anywhere near or takes another step forward, he is going to be one of the hot candidates next year for head coaching. And one that we did not really think much about as well as that possibility is actually right now. And it's still early to be putting the uniting oil on him, but you've already seen people's eyes are being woken up, or eyes are opening. People are being woken up to the idea that maybe Kellen Moore is the next Sean McVay, that new young coach that can relate to players, that's down on the sidelines, that's calling the plays differently, and away with the old guard. And right now, you got to look at it and say, he's set up perfectly to succeed. You're getting back. Basically anything you do is going to be better than what Scott Linehan had done. And the fact that you have more talent than what we started out with last year on the field is going to make that job that much easier. Because now you're going to hopefully have a full Pro Bowl center coming back. You've got a Zach Martin who's going to be healthy. You've got a Tyron Smith who's been healthier this offseason than he's ever been. You've got guys that are ready to do a death match fight for starting for guard and tackle. You got the best running back in football, hopefully, if the NFL doesn't come after him. You now have speedy receivers, best wide receiver group that you've had in at least 10 years, if not 20. You've got the makings of an offense that's going to be able to control the clock, move the football, get chunks of yardage. And if he does that, all of a sudden, people are going to be coming knocking on your door for Kellen Moore. And the question then becomes, because here's the thing about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys like to hire from within. They like familiarity. Because if you look at most of their coaching staff, they're former players or people that have been related to the Dallas Cowboys. Jason Garrett came in first as, offensive coordinator, became head coach. You look at Rod Marnelli came in as defensive line coach, became, defensive coordinator, and so on. Marco Colombo, offensive line coach, of course, played for the Dallas Cowboys. And you see that there's so many former players that are part of the Dallas Cowboy family. If you end up saying to Jason Garrett, thank you for your time here, we appreciate it, it's time to go, the question is, which of these two guys would you want to be your head coach? Kris Richard or Kellen Moore? We'll have to wait and see how Kellen Moore's offense works out this season. But I got to tell you, that might be a hard choice to make. Well, it's Saturday, guys. I've got some work I got to go do. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. I will see you guys soon.